Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session of NutriLiv 360. I'm your host, Ruchita, and today we are going to discuss a very important subject. We have all heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but have you ever wondered why? How does it impact our gut health and weight? And what is the relation between breakfast and our cravings that we have throughout the day? Does what we have in the morning impact our mental health at all? We'll get the answers to all of these questions and so much more. It is my honor to invite today's speaker, Deepika Vora, who is from a corporate background. She's someone who's transformed her health, taken control of her vitals, and has understood the subject inside out, and has spared her time today to share this valuable input to us so that we can optimize our health just by making a few tweaks. So, with that, over to you, Deepika, for a power pack session. Over
Thank
to
you
you.
so much,
Thank you.
Ruchita. Good evening. Hello, everybody. I hope I'll borrow this line from Farooq. I hope you have had your dinner, early dinner, and you're ready to wind up in some time. And of course, after this session, there should be a gap of at least 1.5 hours before you hit the bed. So let's get started with today's session. Ruchita has already set the pace. Okay, and just give me a second. Ruchita. 1 second, guys. It seems that, okay. Ruchita, I have the sharing rights. Perfect. Okay. All right. Why morning nutrition? Because well begun is half done. Why morning nutrition? Because growing up, I am sure most of us would have heard our mothers say कि घर से नाश्ता करके सुबह निकलो. Why? Because there is, since time immemorial, our forefathers, they knew the importance of starting your day right. As much as I remember, if I talk about my grandfather, I still remember he used to have an early start to the day. We used to often hear him wake up around 4:30. He would wake up, he would do his little bit of exercise. He was initially from Pakistan, so he used to say, मैं सवेरे 4:30 उठ के वर्जिश करना हाँ. So he used to be very particular. So let it be rain, storm, hail, thunder. In the peak chilly winters of Delhi, we knew that if it's 4:30, it's grandfather getting up and waking up and doing his set of exercises. He would take bath with, fresh running water. He would have his handful of kala chanas in the morning. He would have his handful of moong sprouts in the morning, and basically his protein, tank, taking care of his protein tank. So yes, morning nutrition is extremely important. It has impact on your physiological, on your physical, on your mental health. We will be just touching upon all of this a little bit in detail. Most of it you already know. Quite of what you already know, we tend to forget in our day-to-day lives because हम बहुत busy हैं. So this is just a subtle reminder to keep us all in check that we need to take care of our morning nutrition. We cannot afford to skip our breakfasts. People like me who were in the corporate have done that for years together, and we've paid a very heavy price. So we'll not talk about the price, but we'll talk about the rewards of, ensuring that you have your morning breakfast every single day. Let's get started. Great. Have your breakfast like a king, have your lunch like a prince, have your dinner like a pauper, something we have, this quote we have grown up with. I will not get into it. You know what it actually means. Yes, आपको एक strong nutritious breakfast के साथ अपना दिन शुरू करने की जरूरत है, because breakfast means you are breaking your fast. You're breaking your fast of about 8 to 10 to 12 hours after you've had your last meal the previous night. So it needs to have all the nutritious stuff for your body's engine to get started for the upcoming day. It's your first meal. So it needs to be eaten within the first 2 to 3 hours of your waking up. Why do we insist कि breakfast ना सिर्फ breakfast करना जरूरी है, उठने के within 2 hours करना जरूरी है, और आप उस breakfast plate में, आपकी plate में क्या क्या है उस पे ध्यान देना क्यों जरूरी है? Because during the night time, your body goes through a lot of processes. While you are sleeping, your body is still working. As a result, your metabolic rate goes down. As a result, your body has a negative protein balance. As a result, आपकी insulin sensitivity affected रहती है. आपकी body insulin sensitivity का मतलब ये है कि आपके cells जब आपके pancreas से insulin release होता है, उसको accept करने की जो उनकी sensitivity hai, that is down at that point of time. The glucose tolerance, the blood sugar which is there in your bloodstream, the tolerance is down. There is alteration in your gut bacteria. हमारे gut में अच्छे bacterias भी हैं, बुरे bacterias भी हैं. But because our body is taking care of repairing and healing process at night, the good bacterias go down, the bad bacterias at times come up. So for you to set all these parameters straight, it is very, very important that आप अपना breakfast की शुरुआत अच्छे से करें. Just give me a second. I just need to place this toggle bar a little better because it doesn't let me see the screen. Okay, perfect. Right. Continue to share. Why should you eat your breakfast like a king? Why? Because when you are a stomach full right at the beginning of the day, when you have taken care of the nutritional requirement that your body needs to kickstart the day, you will eat much more wisely and healthier during the day as well. If you start on an empty stomach, you go to your office, you go to your work, you keep doing the housework till 12:30, 1 o'clock, the ladies, what will happen is that when after about a gap of like first 4-5 hours of waking up, तब आप जो खाना खाओगे that may not be the wisest or the healthiest option, because after 4-5 hours of waking up you would be really low on your nutritional aspects, and you will be really hungry and you will just want to grab onto whatever you see first and eat it, which may be a very, very bad idea. Secondly, because you're breaking your overnight fast, you need to be very, very cautious of what you're eating. You need to make sure that your body's energy levels, energy tanks are filled up so that your body can kickstart for the day at the right note. It makes you more alert. Your response is better. Your creativity is enhanced. Your cognition is much better. And definitely, it replenishes your body of all the nutritional deficits that have been caused because of last night's activity internally in your body. Now, research says that about 15 to 30% people globally skip having a nutritious breakfast. There could be very many reasons. Reasons could be you're busy, you're now a nuclear family, hence you could not get time for yourself. You are in a joint family, hence you could not get time for yourself. You have a hectic lifestyle. Or I woke up late, I didn't get the time. Whatever I wanted to eat was not available at home. Because I woke up late, I could have got stuck in the traffic, got late in the office. So I thought I'll have my breakfast in the office, and so on and so forth. Now, some of the key findings of India's breakfast habits study says, they did a sample size of 3,600. About 25% people, 25% of those research say they skip breakfast. 60 to 80% people in the metro cities, they have inadequate breakfast. So they may have, like, people might just resort to having 2 eggs and maybe a cup of coffee, which is insufficient. Somebody might just have a plain besan chila with a cup of tea, which is also insufficient, so on and so forth. But the breakfast inadequacies in females is much higher than that in males. Why? Because women have a tendency to put family first. I'm not getting biased, but that's how our roles are. So skipping breakfast, it's also been associated with greater and total energy intake from added sugars, lower nutrient intake, and lower healthy eating index. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि जब मैंने अपने घर से प्रॉपर ब्रेकफास्ट करके मैं नहीं निकली, या मैंने अपने साथ प्रॉपर ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं पैक किया, बाय द टाइम आई रीच ऑफिस, इफ आई एम अ वर्किंग वुमन or a working man, as soon as I reach office, I need to attend to the mails and the calls and the meetings, etc. What happens is that a 9 o'clock or a 8 o'clock breakfast, the time shifts up to about 10:30, 11, 12 o'clock by the time you actually get to eating something. And when you are out, probably at a public place, you don't really have the option to have a complete meal or a complete breakfast which has your protein 35 to 40 to 50% of your protein requirement for the day, enough fiber for the day, the good fat or the complex carbs. You can't be really picky and choosy in an outside environment. Hence, what you resort to eating could be empty calories, could be high on calories but less on nutrition, could be more sugar, definitely a lower nutrient intake, could be unhealthy cooking practices, unhealthy cooking medium, maybe something which was prepared yesterday, maybe in not such a good oil medium or whatever. So all of this results in you coming under the lower health in eating index. as per the research. Now, if you don't have a proper nutritious breakfast, three P's in your life get affected. That's physical, physiological, and psychological. Now, but again, if you have a proper nutritious breakfast every single morning, the impact on your physical, physiological, and psychological aspect is 180-degree opposite, and it's rather good if you have a proper breakfast. We'll study both these aspects in detail. It says not having nutritious healthy breakfast आपकी physical health पे कैसे impact करता है. The drawbacks are you will be very low on energy throughout the day. You would not feel the need to actually get up and do something. You will avoid taking tasks. You will avoid taking the stairs. You will avoid walking down to the grocery store. You will avoid walking down to the next department in your office and probably just make a call sitting on your chair. The benefits of having a nutritious breakfast is you're up and above, you feel more energy, you feel the zeal and enthusiasm to go about throughout the day. The drawback is lower endurance. So your, endurance levels really go down. You may be moody, you may, snap in and out of situations. It might affect your performance, but if you're having a nutritious breakfast, complete nutritional tank is full, आपकी performance बहुत अच्छी रहेगी, be it at home or be it at work. One of the biggest significant drawbacks is it will result in increased body weight if you don't have a proper breakfast in the morning. As against the popular opinion that, 16 8 hour 16-hour fasting, which I was also a victim of. We used to feel that, skipping breakfast, having 2 meals a day will definitely help you lose weight. It doesn't. It will rather put you on a higher side of the weighing scale. But if you have your nutritious breakfast, it will help you lose weight significantly, and it will also help you keep that weight lost aside and not come back. Another drawback is increase in fat deposition. Obviously, empty calories, added sugar, unhealthy, not properly cooked meals, etc., or processed or packaged food that we resort to will result in increased fat deposition. But अगर आप घर में बना हुआ, home cooked, freshly cooked, proper balanced breakfast करते हो, it will reduce your fat deposition in the body. Now, the more you not have, the more we don't choose the options of having a nutritious meal, be it breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the more our brain will signal us to, reach out for that fancy packet, reach out for calorie dense food, reach out for high sugar food, reach out for highly processed food, which eventually will not even give you that feeling of satiety, and you will keep going back and binging over and over again. So you need to be a little cautious about it. What are the physical benefits you could experience when you have a nutritious breakfast? We'll do the other two P's also. Visible benefits kya honge? Aapki performance improved hogi, like we just said. Your energy levels will be up and high and above the notch, and it will definitely support your growth and development. क्योंकि आपकी बॉडी को जब जो न्यूट्रिशन चाहिए, इट इज नॉट लुकिंग इनटू द स्टोर्ड रिजर्व्स, इट इज नॉट लुकिंग इनटू दोज unhealthy food that you're eating. Rather, it is absorbing all of that from the food that you have already eaten in the morning. It also says pick up a healthy habit. We repeatedly say we can never, never, never say enough on the importance of some form of exercise. The simplest of it, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, would be taking a walk, at least a 20-minute walk. You can do your, phone calls while you're walking. You can even do, these days everybody can connect on Zoom on their mobiles. You can do your presentations. You can do your meetings, even in office while you're walking. While at home, you can do a ton of things. You can take care, activities at home, standing and walking in the morning after a meal, because it will really help break down the sugars, and the nutrition will be better absorbed by your body if you do this 20-minute of workout, or 20-minute of essentially a walk after your breakfast every single day. आपका digestion बहुत अच्छा होगा. The food will get digested faster. The food will get digested well. It will not sit in your gut. It will not sit in your stomach for a longer period of time. Walking after a meal can help stimulate digestion and increase the contractions of the gastrointestinal muscles. A simple example of this, the simplest that we can think of and we often quote: put sugar in a glass of water and don't stir it. How long do you think that sugar will stay in that water, despite the fact that it's 100% soluble in water? It will take much, much, much longer to get dissolved in water. Vis-a-vis, when you put sugar in a glass of water, you stir it nicely, quite, aggressively, and it will get dissolved within a few minutes itself. Similarly, when you eat a meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and you indulge in some form of exercise, essentially walking, the food motility, the gut motility is much higher. The food moves at the right pace in your gut. The nutrition gets absorbed by your gut much better. आपकी जो gastrointestinal muscles हैं, they are able to perform much better. So the movement of food in your gut is definitely enhanced. Enhanced blood sugar control, definitely. When you walk, we have seen it on the group, a lot of us on the group who are going through diabetes, who are facing diabetes, they have seen significant improvement once they have started walking after meals in their sugar levels and sugar spiking. It helps maintain a healthy weight, definitely. अगर आपका खाना अच्छे से digest हो रहा है, उसका nutrition absorb हो रहा है, and the body is able to eliminate the waste, because walking also helps that. If the body is able to eliminate the waste regularly, it will definitely help in maintaining a healthy weight. Acid reflux, heartburn, indigestion is all taken care of if you can indulge in this form of walking, brisk walking 20 minutes after your meals. And yes, it elevates your mood and energy levels when you walk after your meals. Coming to your physiological impact, my favorite, the circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm, in a very, very simple term, जैसे आपके शहर में, आपके सिटी में, आपके घर के सामने जैसे आपका सूरज उगता है, उसके साथ आपका दिन शुरू होना चाहिए. Within the first 2 hours, wake up when the sun comes up. Within the first 2 hours, you should have had your breakfast within the first 2 hours. Try and finish your last meal by the time the sun sets, or as soon as after the sun sets, because that will help your body in a ton of ways. We are looking at a picture which is talking about, on the left side you see, which is the activity phase, where you see the sun rising and bright. On the right side you see the resting phase, where you see the moon. It is a night time. Certain hormones that get released when the sun comes up are your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, which tells your body that it's time to wake up. The body will need nutrition. I need to consume some food so that it can be used for energy. That's the time when insulin hormone gets released so that the blood sugar can be metabolized. That's the time adiponectin gets released. During the sunset, as soon as the sun sets, during the night time, you have leptin, which is your hunger suppressing hormone. So the nature has provided, it has gifted our body so much in so many ways. It actually releases certain hormones that help our body realize कि अब खाना खाना बंद करने की जरूरत है, because the body needs to take care of other things. So it will release a hormone that will tell you that perhaps you need to finish eating your daily consumption of food in whichever way, so that other hormones can come into play, which could be your FGF21, which could be your cortisols, which could be your melatonin, which is a darkness hormone telling your body that it's time to temporarily shut down to take care of other repair and healing work during the night time. So if we can respect the circadian rhythm, it will reward our body in a ton of ways. And if you can do this only for a week, आप एक हफ्ता सर्केडियन रिदम के हिसाब से अपना ब्रेकफास्ट और डिनर टाइम कीजिए and your lunch. I can literally lay my life on this, that you will come back onto the group and say that you can see significant impact on in the overall well-being. You will sleep better, you will wake up better, you will have better digestion, you will not have any gut related issues, and you will see a significant improvement. Okay, but we still, some of us, we take a while to learn, and we learn more from our experiences than the experiences of others. If you have a misaligned clock, which means if you're not really respecting or working in line with the circadian rhythm, you are, in a fasting, feeding, sleep, wake cycle, your hormone levels will go for a toss. You are subjecting yourself to cardiovascular diseases. Definitely, if you're eating late into the night, it will result in weight gain, because people who eat around 10:30, 11 o'clock, 10:30, 9:30, 10. I used to, like, I've lived all my life, eating food around 9:30, 10 o'clock. And invariably, after eating food, the maximum that you do is, just wind up the kitchen and go back and sit on your bed. Little do we realize that most of the food that we eat that late does not get digested at night time. It stays in our stomach up until the next day. It also rottens to a certain extent. The nutrition doesn't get absorbed, and that food is basically a waste more than any good to your body. It causes a lot of inflammation in your body if you are eating every 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, if you're eating intermittently, if you are giving long gaps, that also affects us. If you have an irregular eating pattern, it can result in diabetes in a longer, over a longer extended period. And yes, your liver, it really goes for a toss when you don't have a proper aligned eating pattern. Most of us, we will, I know of some people, who follow a very active physical lifestyle, but their eating cycle is completely disrupted. They are well within the weighing scale range given their height and age, etc. But they were diagnosed with, like, stage 2, stage 3 fatty liver disease. So be aware of what you're eating, be aware of how much you're eating, be aware of what time are you eating. It's extremely critical. क्या होता है, what happens to your body if you don't eat your breakfast properly? Your cardiovascular system goes on a strike. Your body is suddenly comes under a stress or on a flight or a fight kind of a mode. If you're not having breakfast, or if you're having insufficient nutrition in your breakfast, there will be high HPA axis non-stress hyperactivity. आपका BP shoot up कर सकता है. Abnormal lipid metabolism आपका affect हो सकता है. It will result in a longer period of time, in an extended period of time, over a couple of years. It is bound to affect your cardiovascular rhythm and system. Risk of not having nutritional breakfast, it increases your risk of death by 1.19 times. So almost like, 2 times. Risk of death from cardiovascular disease is about 1.87 times. Risk of death from stroke, 3.39 times. It's good to just close our eyes and say everything is good today. But we live in a very, very unpredictable times. We don't know what tomorrow holds. And we have seen in and around our circle that kal tak to kuch bhi nahi tha, and suddenly what happened, wo suddenly kabhi bhi nahi hota. It was just brewing inside our body over the last couple of months, over the last couple of years. And like we always say, that our body talks to us. Anything irregular, your body will give you a signal. It is up to you to understand that signal, interpret that signal, and do what is required for your body to perform optimally and healthily. What happens if you don't eat your breakfast? Your body also protests against not having a nutritious breakfast, resulting in weight gain. We've already covered what are different reasons why it leads to a weight gain. It also leads to significant inflammation in the body, and inflammation is the root cause of 99.9999% of problems that can get inside of your body. So be very careful. It can lead to impaired blood sugar levels. It can lead to a very high grade fatty liver disease. When you eat every now and then, when you eat processed and packaged food, it takes a toll on your pancreas and your glucose tolerance. Please be a little more aware and do what is right for your body. Even though those snacks, they look very, very tempting temporarily, they can do permanent damage to your body. Now, it can result in type 2 diabetes and fatty liver, because आपका body में insulin resistance बढ़ जाएगी. Your cells will not respond to the insulin released by pancreas every time you eat something. There will be a barrier, and the sugar in your blood will rise, thereby leading to diabetes. Hormonal imbalance हो सकता है, आपकी body का inflammatory response होएगा, like we already discussed, leading to significant metabolic changes that in the long run can result in various lifestyle diseases that we face. That was the scary part. Look at the good part of physiological benefits that can come into play if you are having your nutritious breakfast. Your sugar balance will be in check. Your metabolism will work properly. Your metabolic rate, the rate at which your body is burning calories, will be much higher. With a little amount of work you do, your body will have a better digestion. The nutrition from the food will be completely absorbed. The hormonal balance will be in check. Aapka muscle mass, most importantly. Now, every time I wanted to lose weight, and I would get into various forms of let me do this, let me do that, etc., etc. What was actually happening was I was losing more of muscle mass than of fat. It was not until 2020 and 2021 when we started this whole project. And Farooq started explaining it to us that losing weight does not mean that you need to lose your muscle mass. Losing weight means you need to lose your fat, and the fat needs to get, it needs to get converted into muscles. So if you're losing muscle mass, trust me, you're in for a big problem in the coming years. Your body will stop responding in so many ways. The same activities that you were doing up and above quickly and rapidly responding to that, you will not have the energy. The grip of muscles on your bones will loosen up, resulting in big chaos within the body. Okay. High calorie meal जब आप दिन में खाते हो versus high calorie meal when you have late in the time, late in the day, or maybe late at night. When you have it in the day, the energy expenditure is much higher. When you have it at night, the energy expenditure is much lower, like I just shared with you. The heat production because of physical activity is much higher when you have it in day. रात को कम होता है because often times जो आप खाना खाते हो वो रात को डाइजेस्ट ही नहीं होता. एक्टिव फैट मेटाबॉलिज्म, फटाफट वो आपका जो खाना है डाइजेस्ट भी होगा, प्रोसेस भी होगा, ब्रेक डाउन भी होगा, बिकॉज आप दिन में खा रहे हो, यू आर इन एन एक्टिव मोड. vis-a-vis at night time, it will be a lower fat metabolism. The muscle use for energy production will be much higher in the day. Energy burning will be much higher in the day. Nutrient absorption will be much higher in the day. Vis-a-vis at night, it'll be much, much lower. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Okay. Now, an important link between the circadian rhythm and the gut microbiota. Gut microbiota क्या होता है? हमारे gut में good bacteria भी है, bad bacteria भी है. Good bacteria is bacteroidetes. Bad bacteria is firmicutes. There is a balance of about 85 to 15% when we are born. This gets completely skewed up because of the kind of lifestyle that we lead. So the bad bacteria really goes down, the good bacteria really comes up. But what happens? What is the relationship between the circadian rhythm जो हमने अभी discuss किया and your gut microbiota? Now, your meal timing, your meal frequency and regularity, and your diet quality. How does that affect? The more you are in sync with the circadian rhythm, the more efficient your gut microbiota would be. You will promote healthier bacteria. Your body will be able to curb the bad bacteria, resulting in a healthier gut. Coming to the physiological impact. Now, physiologically, if you're not having a nutritious breakfast, definitely aapko, because your body is already in a negative balance of energy because it has done a lot of work at night, there will be a short-term energy supply. Look at it like this, that perhaps, you're getting ready in the morning, you get into your car to go to office. You already know that last night when you parked your car in the garage, it was, the petrol was in reserve. Now, what happens when you get onto the road? Traffic बहुत ज़्यादा था, and the reserve petrol of your car is also running really low. Your car will probably start glitching. Your car will start missing. Your car will actually come to a halt. Treat your body. I mean, consider your body in the same situation when you're already in a negative nutrition balance. When you start your day and you still don't have your breakfast, by the afternoon, by the noon, by 3 o'clock, by 2 o'clock, your body will give you symptoms. It'll give you, certain signals that it is on a lower energy supply. Maybe you could have a heavy head. Maybe you could have a headache, which I used to for a very long period of time. Maybe you could feel sapped out. You could feel low on energy. You may not be able to concentrate. You may not be able to be very creative in your day-to-day activities, and it will definitely result in an inadequate blood supply to the brain and thereby reducing your alertness. Vis-a-vis that, what would be the physiological benefits? Your cognition will be much better. Your memory of recalling things that you need to do throughout the day in your day-to-day transactions, be it at home, be it at work, will be much higher. You will be able to think more clearly, bring more ideas to the table. Whether you're a housewife, whether you're in the corporate, there'll be a lot more mental clarity as to how you want to start your day. Reduced stress and definitely improved mood. I don't know about you, but when I used to skip my breakfast, up until I would have my first meal of the day, my entire focus, whether I'm at home, whether I'm at work, would be what will I eat when I eat? Can I eat, especially, when I was working, okay, can I eat idli sambar today? Or, the other day the kachori was looking really nice. Maybe I can have that. Or the dosa is really hot and tempting. This happens with us. We are humans, we eat, most of us, we live to eat rather than live, eat to live. So it happens, my mind would just keep getting stuck, when I eat, what will I eat? So yes, your mental clarity to actually do what you're supposed to do, be at work or at home, really reduces. The effects of breakfast and breakfast composition on cognition in children and adolescent, a systematic review. Now adults ki to ho gayi baat, but what about the kids? Oftentimes, I have seen kids ke, I don't want to have milk in the morning, I don't want to have breakfast in the morning, I don't feel like eating, because they have to have a really early start. Most of the schools, they really start very early, so they don't want to, probably have a proper breakfast, if at all they are having. So they did a study, and they said that regular breakfast consumption improved the cognition, the thinking, the memory, the understanding, the clarity of, in children as well. It definitely results in a better metabolic health. Aapka gut health is in check. There's efficient utilization of energy from the food that you've eaten. It gives you a higher satiety, so you will not really be tempted before lunch to actually binge on to that tempting packet of chips or cookies or etc etc. Physically, it'll have optimal energy levels, because you've had your morning nutrition, you've had your body is, the tank is full of nutrition that it requires to get going in the day. Your It'll help you manage your weight much better. Your muscle mass will be in check. Your muscles will get made and repaired rather than losing that muscle. Psychologically, mentally, you'll be a better and a happier person. Your cognition is improved, you have a better memory as well. And finally, we don't end our slides without the shine. We want you to shine, no matter which aspect of your life. You need to start your day with a lot of gratitude and optimism. Trust me, when you wake up every single day, you need to thank whoever pray to or you believe in, because if for no other reason, then simply for the reason that you woke up today. Uh, I strongly believe in that. Have your daily nutrition, be it for mental nutrition or be your physical nutrition, because humans are the smartest of all the races, right? There is a reason why we are. So we need to keep ourselves abreast mentally with what's happening around us, what is new. The world is changing rapidly. It's perhaps changing every single minute as we speak. The changes we used to see probably 30 years ago, every 5 years, today we are seeing it every other month. So learn whatever is coming new. Visualize and set clear intentions. You need to know where you're going when you step out of the house. Similarly, in life, you need to know where you're going for you to actually get there, work towards it, and learn something new every day. It's interesting. It could be on any subject of your interest, but learn something new every day, because if you don't train your brain to learn something new every day, it'll forget what it needs to. So more neurons get developed when you learn something new. It gets registered. More neurons are bonded and formed. It'll be good. And definitely exercise every day, whatever floats your boat, be it swimming, be it cycling, be it walking, be it working out in the gym, be it yoga, be it pilates, whatever works for you, because we can never say enough about this subject. This was my transformation when I came onto this program. And unlike the many, 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 many attempts that I had earlier to get healthier and fitter all my life, I would, see a significant change within the first 3 months of doing whatever I was, but I myself would not continue it, and hence I would go back to where I started from. But thanks to this community, thanks to Farooq and Anayata's guidance, thanks to the fact that I have stuck on to this community, learning every single day what they have to teach, I have been able to keep all of this at bay for almost about a year and a half now, and I think I'm going pretty strong. So I hope that we've been able to probably share with you the important aspects of morning nutrition. I hope it gives you that little recall tomorrow morning when you're having your breakfast, when you're preparing your breakfast plate, and you know that you need to have enough protein, you need to have enough complex carbs, fats, and fiber. And if I'm able to help even one of you take your breakfast regularly, I think my mission is achieved. So with that, we will be calling it a day today. Farooq is unavailable, but we definitely look forward to his health nuggets. We will see you on Monday. Till then, please stay safe, take care, have your meals on time, and good night, everybody.